Hello, everyone. Welcome to Teamwork Design, where we strive to design life from conversation to communication. I am your host, Terry Mera. Let's be honest. Aren't we so fast to make judgments or criticize, even gossip? It is easy to call out the flaws we see in others, especially on social media platforms and even so called news channels. We have so many people on the news channels and sharing their opinions and perspectives more than the actual news. I think collectively we have become a gossip community. Our complaints have become automated, and some of you who's driving, your personality changes when you sit in front of a wheel. Anyone in your way, you curse or shame them without any hesitation. At this point, we don't even realize that we are complaining, we are gossiping, and we are judging. If any of us collectively understand the automation of the gossip culture that we live in, I think we can do much better. When you find yourself victimizing yourself by talking negatively about people like your boss, coworkers, friends, family members, clients, whoever it is important to consider what exactly you expect from your listeners. Do you want them to feel sorry for you, or do you want them to agree with your complaints? And let's think about this for a moment. Are you seeking guidance or solutions? Or are you simply venting? Because we do need a venting. But there is a clear distinction between seeking support or advice versus to gossiping. If you are genuinely seeking guidance or solutions, then it's time to evaluate whether you have applied the advice you have received, or are you stuck in a cycle of complaining and not taking any action. Are you dancing to the same drums? Oftentimes, we stuck in a place or a pattern because we forget to flip the coin. There are indeed two sides to every coin, as we all know, right? Just like there is a side of the person who is venting, there is a side of a person who is listening. Just like there is employer versus employee, there is teachers and students, and so on and so forth. Life presents us with a multitude of situations where we may feel victimized or wronged. But instead of dwelling solely on those negative experiences, let's take a different approach. Let's flip that coin and examine both sides, allowing ourselves to gain a broader perspective and find a path toward personal growth. By shifting our focus from victimization to understanding both perspectives, we open ourselves up to numerous benefits. We gain more balanced viewpoint, enabling us to see beyond our own limited perceptions and into the realities of others. This empathetic lens allows us to foster stronger relationships and build bridges of connection rather than walls of isolation. It is crucial to mention that the flipping coin doesn't require us to dismiss or invalidate our own emotions. It is completely normal to feel hurt, angry, or betrayal when facing adversity. However, by embracing this approach, we give ourselves the space and freedom to move beyond those negative emotions toward a place of healing and personal growth. Please allow me to share my experience, which close to my heart. In my family, we have 4 generations living at this moment. What a blessing, right? My grandmother, my mother, me, and my daughter. My grandmother was born in 1936, and my daughter was born in 2009. That's a 73 years of difference. And in between, there's my mom and me. Imagine all the changes Wow, since 1936 till today, 2023. Significant. Many things changed for sure. I love my grandmother. To me, she is a trailblazer in the family. And she has been the boss of the family for many years. And she is a bully. I mean, I justified her behavior, the fact that she's a product of her time and she had to pave the way without much help. She's the first one to immigrate in the United States. And she's the one that motivate and inspire her siblings and her children, and her grandchildren. But her mindset often does not align with mine. And there were times that I choose to disassociate myself from my grandmother's verbal bullying, if you know what I mean. I mean, she's a short and tiny, but her words can be the knife that scars your heart. My mom struggles to overcome her conflicts with her mother. I mean, I could totally understand, especially knowing my grandma. And amidst of it all, I even had a personal struggle to understand my mother from my childhood to my adulthood. I have had countless conversations with my mom in various matters, life, work, relationships, so and so forth. And when it's often around my grandmother's behavior, things that she has said or etc., I've noticed that it triggers my mother, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, dealing with my grandmother can be really overwhelming. I mean, she's a wonderful person, but same token, she can be very toxic too. I mean, sometimes I wonder how this tiny person has this much of an influence on people around her. Especially for my mom, because she has been the to-go person regards to my grandmother since she is the eldest child, and apparently my mom had endured a lot of nonsense from her own mother for many years. And the last time I had a conversation about my grandmother with my mom, she was really not in a good place. And I could sense that my mom was so overwhelmed and she was so stressed out. So, and I told my mom, like, Mom, like, if you are losing your peace while entertaining your mother's nonsense, that's on you. I mean, this is where you have to make a choice. And my mom was yelling. You see, like, that's where I know, my mom was really stressed out. Like, when she's stressed out, her voice gets like really louder and louder and end up yelling. But I don't think she even realized that she's doing that. But anyway, she goes, I know, that's why I am upset with her as much with myself. And I realized that the way my mom has conflicts with her mother, it's not as my mother, but as a child of her mother. You see, I consulted my mother as a mother to my child, if that makes sense. When I flipped a coin, I understood my mother from a child's perspective as being a child of my mother. Then everything starts to unravel. I flipped a coin from child side to mother side and to understand and have a broader perspectives. That even helped me to understand and communicate better with my daughter as well. If you are not happy or satisfied, even dealing with the toxic behavior, whether from your boss, your partner, your friends, coworkers, even family members, take a pause and flip the coin. Remove yourself from your side of the coin for a moment and see the other side. I mean, it may not solve the actual problems, but it will widen your perspectives and understanding. We hear a lot, I don't understand this person. I don't understand that person. And we get frustrated. Well, how about flip the coin? By embracing both sides, we can overcome victimization and open ourselves up to new opportunities, growth, and resilience. Remember, you have the power to shape your own narrative and create. It all starts with how you choose to perceive and respond to the challenges. So why not try shifting your focus? Have a faith in yourself and speak the truth. But also be open to the possibility that the facts may reveal something different from what you currently believe. How about we start to flip the coin today to broaden our perspectives? Thank you for tuning in. This is your host, Terry Mera.